Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life. We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationships. And today we are doing the ultimate Q&Gay with Lauren and Alyssa. Lauren.
Hello.
Alyssa.
Hi, nice to see you.
We are so happy to have both of you here today.
We're so glad to be here with you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a bad day.
Yep.
This comes out. If you're listening to this, it's Monday, but we recorded this on Wednesday, and that Wednesday was the day right after the election.
Yeah, we hate today.
And
today is horrible and putrid.
I think we should just get that out of the way,
Yeah.
and move forward with this episode.
But honestly, we were excited because this morning we woke up and we were like, I think it's good we have this to come do because it gets us out of the house and we get to come spend it with you and have a gay old time.
There's definitely something good about wallowing, but there's something good about being forced to go to a prior commitment.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, we did have to work all day, and I think that kept me from ending it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
after
right.
this, my mom is coming to stay at our house this evening.
Oh,
I
but
love
she's
that.
fabulous. She's
Oh,
fabulous.
she's fabulous.
Okay.
I love
So
that.
tiny woman, you can't be sad around her.
Oh, I
That's
love that. What's
nice.
like your go-to thing to do with your mom?
Go to the mall.
Oh,
We love the mall. Get lunch, get an iced tea at the mall,
Yes.
walk
Yeah.
around, go to the bathroom at Tiffany's.
What is
at Tiffany's.
Yeah, they have the best bathroom.
Wait, tell us more.
About the Tiffany's bathroom?
Please.
Well, it's just glamorous. You go in, you pretend to look at something. I always look at the charms. Then I make my way to the bathroom. It's lovely.
Wait, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Very soft hand towels.
Is it stalls or is it one big room?
One big room.
And you're saying that as a positive.
yes. Do you
I
like
need
stalls?
a stall.
You
I
We
love
need
a
a
stall.
You want a
I need it
stall?
to be okay if I'm there for 4 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you're in a space where it's the only bathroom, I feel so much guilt because I'm like, what if someone is immediately outside the door having an IBS situation as I currently am inside the bathroom?
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
and the whole time I'm in the bathroom, even if it's only been a couple minutes, I'm like, there's a line of 20 people being like, what's going on in there?
And then
I
you have
get
to
so
walk of
scared.
shame out.
And then you have to walk, and everyone knows
I
how
get
long you've been in
that.
there, and
Yeah.
it's very overwhelming.
Well, I feel like people are very intimidated by the fancy mall bathrooms because I feel like usually when you go to the mall, there's an area with the stalls, and then there are some bathrooms within the stores. I love a Williams-Sonoma bathroom. I love a Tiffany's bathroom. I love a Pottery Barn bathroom because people aren't going.
yeah.
God, I have to explore bathrooms because
Yes.
I haven't gone into any of these. I always go to the public mall bathroom where they have the stained couches, the white couches that are just covered in dirt.
Yes.
No,
yes.
the recent tack that I have found via this is when you're at a certain mall, at the Century City Mall, don't go to the plebe bathroom. Go into Bloomingdale's.
Yes.
Go to the department store bathrooms, and it's always a quiet woman sitting there waiting for her daughter to finish peeing. But other than that, it's fair game. No one's in there.
Wow. I'm in the same boat as Kendahl. I had no clue that there were store bathrooms inside the mall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feels
There are a
unnecessary,
lot.
but it feels unnecessary for the store to do.
It is.
Well,
But
it's because
a luxury.
the Richie Richos don't want to slum it with the people going to Forever 21. It's because they
Does
say
Forever 21 have a bathroom?
no.
I don't think
no.
so.
Those people have to go to the mall bathroom.
Did
Right.
you guys know that Trader Joe's has a bathroom? This is something I
No.
recently
No.
learned. Every
They
Trader Joe's
seem
has
like
a bathroom.
employees only type.
No.
What?
You can go
Which one? But
No,
all of
Mama.
them? All of them?
all of them.
All of them, but it's kind
It's
of
shocking.
and
It's
it's kind of in an area that does seem employees only, but it is a public restroom. Just saying.
Well, I hate when you go into a you're like, oh, you have a
Yeah.
bathroom, and they're like, well, I don't hate it because I appreciate that they're letting me use the bathroom.
Yes.
But we went to a ramen place recently, and I was like, oh, do you have a bathroom? And they're like, yeah, it's down that hallway and to the right. And I had to walk through the full kitchen.
Yes,
yes.
And then I had to go past all of everyone's backpacks,
Yep.
all the employees. And then you go into the bathroom, and I'm like, this feels like I'm in the kitchen. This feels like this shouldn't be allowed hygienically. Who knows where I've been?
I
They should
hate-
put you on
disgusting.
payroll.
I hate
Exactly, I should be
communal
paid.
sinks. I hate a sink between two bathrooms. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, outside.
yes.
I hate the outside, and then the restaurant. I feel like it's always at a True Food or
Yes.
wherever, and then everybody sees you washing your hands.
What I don't like is when there's a communal bathroom sink, but there's also a sink in the bathroom itself.
Yes.
Because then when you walk out of the
People are
bathroom and don't wash your hands at the communal sink because you've already washed it in the bathroom, people think you didn't wash your hands.
They call you duty hands.
They scream that as you.
They scream
that at you.
You get in your hand. You get in your car. You drive away. They duty
Yeah.
hands.
You have to crash your car into
Go
the side of
home.
a mountain because people won't stop calling you that.
Yeah.
We're so excited to have you on the episode today. This is going to be so fun. I mean, you two are queer icons on the internet.
Truly.
You're constantly giving people wonderful, incredible LGBTQIA advice. Hope. You're also both so cute and fun. You're a great couple. We were like, we got to get them on to do kind of an ultimate of a segment that we do, which is the Q&Gay, which is a Q&A specifically for gay questions.
Oh, we're familiar.
Those are the only questions I answer.
Yes.
So we were like, we got to get them on.
Well, thank you for having us.
thank you
I
so
feel the
much.
same about you two. I love you guys
No, we
so
love you guys.
Oh
And
my
also, we were
God.
obsessed with food, and I feel like you were both going to the most fabulous
It's
restaurants. all
I'm
the time.
always seeing
Thank
like
you.
best bites that I've eaten this month, best bites of the week, best bites that I had with my fiance. I'm like,
Oh.
yes, tell me.
Yes.
I'm
I-
constantly biting.
You are biting, you are chewing, you are swallowing,
I'm doing
you are
it all.
digesting.
I'm doing it all.
And then
then
you're
you're
going
going
to
to
the
the
mall
mall
bathroom.
bathroom.
And then I'm going to the mall
Yeah.
bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, when did you guys meet? How long have you been together?
We have been together for 2 years,
Yes.
almost 2.5 years.
Wow.
Oh, God, so
But
fun.
January.
we met in person in 2022, but the first time I ever saw Alyssa's face was in 2020 on my TikTok FYP.
Yes.
Wow.
What was the vid?
That's how we met.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't know if it's the exact first video, but one of the first videos that I distinctly remember being like, first of all, I'm obsessed with her and also I'm in love with her and I'm checking her bio to see if she's queer.
Yeah.
And I
She did that TikTok sound that's like, nobody's gonna know. How are they gonna know?
Yeah.
Whatever. You know the one. And it was like me purchasing a bedazzler and it's like no one's gonna know. How are they gonna know? And then it's her wearing a shirt that says I own a bedazzler and it's bedazzled on. And I remember being like, this woman is the love of my life, I think.
Oh my God. And then you didn't reach out.
I
She commented on everything.
and I
She
was
did.
commenting. I was saying, "You're hilarious, mama." I was saying, "This changed my life."
And
I
what were
love
you
your
doing?
posts.
I was
Reporting and
afraid
blogging.
I feel like like at the time it was like deep pandemic. I was like, I'm afraid to reply to comments. I haven't talked to anybody in forever.
Yeah.
But then eventually I started seeing her videos and I was like, oh, this is a girl that's like commenting.
This is my
On my
this is my
videos.
swipe up girl. This is,
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
weren't ever like, you were always like, great video, friend.
oh,
it
I
wasn't
was. I
ever-
love to call a person friend.
Yeah, she does.
That's wild.
I
And when
love
we
to
first
say
started
friend.
talking, she was like, had so much fun hanging out with you today, friend.
Well, because I didn't. We hung out. I didn't know it was like anything more than friendship.
And I came in with the intention of finding a wife.
Right. And you
Yeah.
wanted that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I was like, it had been like, I don't know.
See,
I
there
don't
can't
know.
be subtlety because that was my. I
No.
mean,
Yeah.
I seemed like a freak, but when I asked Jordan out, I was like, I want to be
I want you.
your girlfriend
Yeah.
so bad. Don't go on a date with me.
And I said
Yes.
okay.
No, that's
You
beautiful.
said
I
sure.
remember like
You said,
I said okay.
I was very like formal. Like the first night that we kissed, I was gonna ask her like on a formal date.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna be like, let's get dinner, and then she was just like, we should just kiss.
Well, we've been seeing each other in person. Literally, like we met up for the first time. We were like, we're gonna hang out. I thought hang out. She was like, we should get to hang together and hang out and thrift and whatever. And
Yeah.
we like ate at like an Italian restaurant and got gelato. It was great. And we spent so long together. And then it was literally 2 weeks of like nonstop texting. Like I've
Yeah.
never had my messages app be the most on my screen time before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is crazy. So like 2 weeks of that. And then I was like, let's smooch.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go on a fancy dinner though?
Well, I
did.
was just
We did
We did.
after.
Well, okay. This is me. This is my truth. Is that one of my greatest joys in life is that like tension that builds where you're like, I know we're both feeling it, but no one's made a move yet. I feel like that is the most delicious, delectable. It's my favorite part in a movie when they haven't kissed yet, but they're like, oh, we
know.
want each other so bad.
See, I really wish I could if I could go back in time, I wish I could
like savor that.
Savor that more because I am really bad at that. I feel like on a date, the second I would feel anything, I would be like, you're feeling this too, right? I feel like there's something going on. Like no subtlety.
Yeah, Kendall and I met and we were like, should we bust it open? Amen to that, sister.
And your hand shook.
Yeah, we keep it really subtle in other ways.
Yeah.
We didn't kiss for 5 months. Just kidding, that's not true. Anyway.
Oh, so you lie.
So I'm
Kendall's
a
a
liar.
huge liar.
That's kind of how I flirt.
One thing that's funny about when we first met was that I picked Kendahl up at the Burbank airport, and I was one of like 6 lesbians waiting to pick up the person they were meeting for the first time with a sign outside the Burbank airport.
And you know
I was
what?
like,
It makes sense that it was in Burbank and not LAX. Something about Bob Hope seems sapphic.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, because it seems like a set of, it doesn't feel like a real airport.
No.
It's so small that there's
so
like
small.
one employee and you can still like walk on, you like have to walk onto the tarmac to get onto your plane.
Yeah.
Very.
All I'm saying is honorary lesbian Bob Hope. Who is
Yeah.
he?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Yes.
No
who am I
idea
to
who
tell
that man
Bob Hope
is.
he's not a lesbian.
Okay, you said it's your favorite part in a book when they're like, are they going to get together? Are you guys reading the lesbian romance novels?
You know, I'm having a hard time. I was literally we're audiobook girls.
We're both reading The Honey Witch right now.
I had to stop.
Yes.
I applied for it on a Goodreads giveaway, didn't win.
Listen,
Ugh.
I
You have to
maybe
hear
you would love it. I got through most. I think I'm at like 75%, and I stopped when the main couple had their first kiss because I said this is
It's over.
too saccharine for me. I need there to be more angst and more longing, and it's too sweet. And I love happy sapphic, of course. I love.
I don't. I'll say
Oh,
it.
I want angst. I want longing.
You want the drama.
I want conflict.
I want the last 2 pages. I
Yeah.
want the
Yeah.
epilogue
Yeah.
to be happy.
Well, honestly, I want like the page before the last page to be happy, and then something awful to happen on the last page. Because then
Then
I
death.
want the sequel.
The
Death of
sequel.
both
I
of
want
them.
the sequel.
I like that. I have to ask a question, a personal
Yes.
question. If you love longing
I do.
so much,
Yes.
but now you are in a serious committed relationship,
Yes.
what do you feel about that? What's to be done?
I feel happy, and I feel like for me, I get my fix through like fictional characters now.
Yeah.
I'm like I want to see other people long because I'm not longing anymore. I'm so completely satisfied and happy, but that romantic in me that wants to see people like reaching for each other. I just like I watch things, I read things, and I say, I see that for you, girl.
Okay, Kiki wants to know, what is the best way to meet lesbians to date and cultivate a community of lesbians and non-binary people? I'm moving to Seattle and I could use some guidance here.
Well, when I first moved to LA, I knew literally one person. And I know everyone's like, dating apps are hell. Dating apps are hell. They are. But sometimes hell is where you're finding people. And also, you don't have to stay there. I feel like when I first moved here all those years ago and I didn't know anyone, I was going on first dates like crazy. I was going on first dates after a few messages. And you know what happened is like none of them panned out romantically. But then I had a bunch of like gay friends. If you
That's
can,
very nice.
especially because I feel like this is my truth, and I think this is a hack that more sapphics need to be using, or more people in general, honestly, is like if a date doesn't go well, but you did vibe, you could be like, it's kind of a friend vibe. Do you want to hang out?
Yeah.
I did that with like a bunch of people, and I'm still friends with them to this day.
That's so nice. I feel like I was so bad about being like, not only will I now I only feel friends, so I have to just never speak to you again.
no,
Yeah.
And
you
I have
gotta
to like
grab
not
it.
even ever respond to. I just have to be like, never again will I see you.
You gotta
No,
like
I'm the
grab
same
it.
way.
Because I feel like otherwise, I mean, but if you didn't vibe with them either way, then you can be like, bye, babe. But
But there were some people I'd met where I was like, oh, you're so fun. But I feel like we established it's a date, so I have to either do that or nothing. And it's so not true. You're right.
yeah.
It is true. I feel like a lot of times, like, dates don't work out and they're unpleasant, but you can still make a friend. I think, like, the thing that has helped me the most, like, obviously Lauren and I are together, but, like, meeting new gay people is, like, really embracing hobbies.
Yeah.
I feel like gay people love things.
Yeah.
And I've met, like, a lot of good friends. Like, obviously we all, like, do comedy, and I feel like the comedy space that I'm in tends to be very queer, so like that has helped me find community. And also just like even going on these dates on dating apps and making friends, those people will introduce you to other gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your network expands.
You just need one friend to go to things with.
Exactly.
And then once you're at the thing, you can meet other people.
And in Seattle?
Graham.
Come on, in Seattle?
Yeah.
It's going to be you're going to have a field day.
You're gonna
to
be
a coffee
pressed to find
shop.
straight friends.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah.
We have friends that used to live right next to a very famous gay bar in Seattle, and it was loud all hours of the night.
It was irritating.
Go
we would
there.
sleep. We'd sleep with the window open, and I couldn't sleep, but I was happy they were having fun. So the advice I would say is go to that bar because
Yeah,
it
It
Go
was
was
make some
ruckus.
noise.
I want to say it had a horse theme or a
Did.
horse in the name.
Ooh.
I think it did. It was called like Pony or something. I think it was maybe called Pony.
Well,
Gay horse
go to
bar,
Pony.
Seattle, loud.
yeah, just Google that and you'll find it. Kind of similarly, but a little different. I think it's good to also answer this question. This person said, I'm a black trans man, 21 years old, and I'm on the spectrum, and I'm finding that all of these things combined generally makes it difficult to date and connect with people. Any advice on how to connect with people when dealing with gender struggles and neurodivergence? I think for me, you don't owe anyone anything, so you can be as private as you want about whatever you want. But for me personally, it's always benefited me in my life to be as open as possible.
Yeah.
If I've had gender struggles, I've just been like, I'm feeling weird about some stuff right now, or I'm figuring some stuff out right now. Same thing with dating. If you're like, maybe I'm open to long term, maybe I just want short term, I don't know what I want. Just say that.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're being honest and communicative with people, I think you can be like, I'm on the spectrum. Sometimes it makes it hard for me to meet people. Like, I think if you're just being honest with yourself, you're in turn going to be honest with other people. And that makes it so much easier to connect. Because I think if you feel like maybe sometimes people aren't connecting with you, maybe they're intimidated by you, or maybe they think that you don't like them, or whatever the thing is. And I think if you're upfront about what your deal is, makes it so much easier for people to connect with you.
Yeah, also that you don't communicate in a wrong way, you communicate in a different way. And
Yeah.
there are other people that communicate exactly like you, who find it hard to communicate with other people who don't communicate in that way. So maybe you actually are more compatible to have those friends than other people.
Also, if you're putting it out there, other people like you might see that and be like, wait, no, this is actually great because I'm the same way.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Also, I feel like I've experienced, like, mainly in relationships, like, I'm like, I don't want to be my full self around people because then they will like me. And then it's like, it's my fault if that didn't work out because I wasn't putting myself out there. So if you're not being your full self, you are setting yourself up for disaster.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you owe everybody everything, but, like, if this is somebody that you want in your life, you have to meet them as yourself.
Now, I will say this, though, and this is not directed at our beautiful Patreon follower. This is just in general. I see a lot of people who are like, I'm me, and that's me. And I'm like, but you're an asshole.
Yes.
And I think that's an important thing to remember, too,
Yeah,
is
I
that
agree.
you should also be working on yourself. So
Yeah.
I think be your true self. But if you have some bad qualities, and most people do, we all have to, one of my bad qualities is that I'm very, very anxious. So, because I have generalized anxiety disorder. So I take medication to not be so anxious. And then I've actively worked on not constantly being like, are you mad at me? And you, are you mad at me? What about you? Are you mad at me? Blake, our producer, listening to this, are you mad at me? Like, that's my impulse. That's like my rawest impulse that I think I could just be like, well, that's just me doing me. But it's like, no, that's actually not really kind to other people. It's not really kind to myself. I need to work on that. So I think keep that in mind, is that be yourself, but be your best self.
Well, you want to set yourself up for success,
Yeah.
right? And if at the end of the day, if you're an asshole, not saying you are, but if you are an asshole, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage to find like a lovely person to be with.
Yeah.
Because lovely people typically don't want to be with assholes.
Right.
100%.
I think a lot of times people think that everybody on Earth thinks the same way as them, but I think we all think really differently, and it's important to remember that, because then we are able to not make excuses for ourselves and like, I don't know, just like be better to each other. I know people are like, we shouldn't have to like be polite, but I actually think it's nice to try and be nice to people.
We
agree.
love
It's
being
nice
polite.
to try.
We love politeness. We love pleasantry. We love small talk. We love any of that. I think it's becoming a lost art form to just be pleasant with people in passing. And I think why not? It's so easy. It's free. It takes no time. It builds community. It makes people feel safe.
Well, I feel like things always start as one thing that's like, yes. And then we just slowly build onto it until it's like, no, that's not. So I feel like it used to be like, my job pays me minimum wage and then they want me to do work after, I don't owe you anything. And then now people are like, I don't owe anyone anything. So if an old woman falls on the street, I don't have to do anything about it.
I'll kick her.
Yeah. I'm not getting paid.
Because that's labor. Picking her up would be unpaid labor on my part.
Emotional labor,
Yeah.
physical labor, fiscal labor, because I could have been doing a side hustle.
Exactly.
And I'm like, too much. Like, you saying hi to someone or if like you're like, how are you? And they're like, oh, rough day. Like, that's normal.
That's not emotional labor.
I actually, I'll tell you what, never need to hear anyone say emotional labor ever again.
that phrase actually kills me. And you know what? Maybe this is a hot take. I say if someone is annoying you and you feel like you're having to do emotional labor, just talk to someone else. I feel like everybody's like, I feel like I have to fix this person. I feel like they're demanding so much of me. I'm like, if it's too much for you, go somewhere else.
Well, it's true. I think a
Something
lot
else.
of people think that they are people pleasers when in reality, you can tell when somebody's not happy to be pleasing you. Like, somebody be like, I'll do this for you because I'm a people pleaser. I'm like, well, you're not pleasing
I'm not pleased.
I'm not pleased.
Absolutely
You don't have to do
judging
it.
me.
And to get back to this, to bring it full circle,
This first to it.
this
Bring it back.
person that I think, because I do think it connects.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have to communicate or be on the same page with every person you meet,
That's
and
true.
view it as like compatibility as not a rejection. I think there's people I've gone on dates with where I'm like, oh, we're not. I like you a lot, but we wouldn't be good partners.
Yeah.
And I think if someone is not reaching out again to hang out as friends, don't take it as like you're a loser. It's just
That's
like
true.
maybe there's someone out there that's going to connect with you more.
Also, like, especially with dating app stuff and with meeting new people, like, people are so busy. People get in their own head. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
reasons why you might not be like spending more time with this person, even if you thought it was going to be cool or whatever. That happens, so don't take it personally.
Well, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, so we can move on. But I think someone like rejecting you in any sense, whether that's they ghost you or they're just like, this is not the vibe, is honestly nicer than them not having the guts to end seeing you. Like, I know people who are such people pleasers or whatever that they're like, I can't reject anyone. So then they like keep going on dates that they're not into. And I'm like, you're wasting this person's time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's giving the vibe of someone who talks shit about their close friends because they
But
don't
still-
want
but
to be
still,
friends with
like,
those people,
yes.
but can't stop being friends with those
Exactly.
people. I'm like, they would so much rather you not be friends with them than you
Yeah.
be friends with them and talk shit about them behind their back. That's not people
Absolutely.
pleasing. You're not being kind.
no.
Yeah, or people who constantly talk shit about their partners.
Oh my God.
At that point, it's like,
do.
And then they're like,
I never do.
I've never done that.
and then they're like,
I really
why
never
does
do.
everyone hate my partner? And everyone's like, well, because every time we see you, you're like, my bitch partner won't stop. And we're like, yeah, we all feel like it's maybe a bad vibe
You're not
relationship.
happy. Like, your skin is gray. Like, please.
you're looking sallow. I can hear your bones clacking together. And they're like, no, but we've been together for so long. It's like, why
Yeah,
you're
they're like,
adding to the problem by
He got me a
continuing.
boo basket this year.
Oh, don't get me started on the boo baskets.
A boo basket.
Still waiting for mine. Just kidding. Never asked. Never asked.
You don't have
You
to
shouldn't
ask.
have
want
to
one.
ask.
But let me say,
breaking up.
I also didn't get a boo basket. I don't know.
Well, are you both Halloween? Or is one of you Christmas?
We're actually.
You're both Christmas?
I'm recently a converted Christmas because I went into Spirit Halloween this
I've
year.
always been Christmas.
I went into Spirit Halloween this year and I love Halloween. But I went in and I said, I had a realization. I was alone and I said, if I was stuck in the store by myself, no employees, no customers, I would kill myself because it is gross and creepy and there's too much synthetic hair. I actually would have a sensory overload. But if I was stuck in a Christmas store alone,
Be fine.
But
holly
I
jolly holiday.
She is
Wow.
Halloween, I think, in her heart, but she's not scary Halloween.
No, I'm like cute Halloween. I'm Disneyland
Yeah.
Halloween.
She's like
Yeah.
not
witch
Universal
with a
Halloween.
cauldron.
Ooh, yeah.
Like,
Got it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
Scary Halloween and Kendall is Scary Christmas.
Scary Christmas.
Scary
Krampus.
Christmas. I'm just
Krampus.
I'm also Scary Christmas.
Religious Christmas.
Yeah, I'm really religious.
Yeah, I'm really
Christmas.
scary religious
I'm
Christmas.
Scary Arbor Day.
Yeah, yeah,
Scary
yeah.
Valentine's Day.
I do all the holidays scary.
But I am kind of a Valentine's Day. I throw a Valentine's party every year.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
cute.
fun.
It is cute. I
We'll
love
see you
it.
there.
I was about to say.
It's called a lispel kiss. I get M&Ms with my face on them.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
my
I'm
mom gets them for me
obsessed.
every year for Christmas. Yeah. I've been doing it since I was like 16.
I love that. I think something that we want to take into 2025 is we want to do parties more and better.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
throw them.
Here's what I'll say. This year, I got my first package of paper plates, and I've never let myself do it. And I'm not saying I'm going to
Purchase?
continue.
Purchased them?
I purchased
Okay.
them. Imagine, I made them.
Plain
Paper mache.
I received them
Paper
from a store.
Plain paper
Okay.
plates.
I've never let myself, because I'm like, it's so bad.
It's
so bad. It's so
wasteful.
wasteful.
Yeah.
It's so wasteful.
Yeah.
And this year we had a Halloween party, and I saw it. But every time I'm at a store and I'm about to have a party, I look and I'm like, they're so cute. They look so cute. Oh my God. And this year I just said, you know what? Fuck it.
What were you doing before
I'm
then?
getting-
Handing everyone your real plates?
Yes.
Our real plates, and then after the fact, it's like a nightmare because you have to clean every dish you've ever had
You
with
know-
real forks.
You know what the
People-
hack is?
What?
Small food items, napkins.
That's good. That's good.
But
Like
then
a
you
cocktail
can't, you
hour.
can't
Yeah.
offer anyone a hearty meal.
Well,
Yeah.
and we're doing a
I'm like,
lot
and
of
we've made
like
chili, here's a
crock
napkin.
pot-
Oh,
yeah, we're
yes,
doing a lot of crock
we
pot
love
stuff.
to do chocolate crock pot.
We'll spoon it into their
toothpicks.
mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Line up. I'll
Yeah,
ladle it. I'll ladle it.
right in.
Okay.
Say when on the ladle.
I want to see this at the Valentine's Day
I
party.
know, but then I this year finally was I was at Target again. Have you ever heard of a Target? And I was like, I'm just gonna let myself get the cute paper plates. It's like one pack of them. There's like 10 of them. I have more guilt than I've ever felt over anything. And I will say, gosh, it made the Halloween party,
Yeah.
didn't it, Jordan?
Well,
Everyone
was it?
said, "Who? This looks."
Were they
amazing."
cute?
They were adorable.
What did they look like?
They had little pumpkins on them, right? I don't even remember. That's the sad part.
You were like, they were beautiful,
like,
and
"Those are
I
the
don't
best
know
thing
what
I
they
ever
look
She
bought."
like.
loved them in the moment.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, party decor. I think I've always wanted to just go hard on the party
Yeah.
decor. So maybe this year, I think we might do a Mardi Gras party this year.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, because I
So-
lived in New Orleans when I was a child, and I have families from that area, so.
Wait for the paper plates. When you
Oh,
see
that's gonna
them,
be
you're
fabulous.
Well, when I see it, I'm gonna say thank you, but I'm judging you.
yeah, I know. I know. Gosh,
I'm gonna go, really?
Really?
And then I'm gonna eat something off of it.
I feel like I've done this to you, and I'm sorry. Because we get a takeout order, and I'm like, save every piece of Tupperware they gave us. We're not throwing it away. I'm very.
No, but it's great. It's so good. But I
is
think
good.
sometimes I have to be real with myself where I'm like, there's so much bad stuff in the environment and you're about to cry in the party aisle to buy one pack of paper plate. Like there
Yeah.
are families that only buy paper plates.
It's
like,
true.
Or the styrofoam. Oh, I'd
Oh
never
my
do
god.
What if you owned a food truck?
Right.
Think
What
about
if you owned a food truck?
Well, also, I
you're
feel
handing people your real dish and you wash it afterward.
And that would be me. And I would be like, Kendahl, we're not getting paper plates, so you're
But
doing
also,
that.
sometimes when you go to a party and someone hands you their real plate, sometimes I'm like, I don't know you like
What
that.
if I drop
Yeah.
this?
You know what I mean? What if I drop this?
Yeah.
But also, like, how are you cleaning your dishes? I don't know.
It's true.
Are you hand washing and then air drying? Or are you doing dishwasher? Do you have a dishwasher?
I would not be eating at a person's house where I could not trust their dishes.
Sometimes you can't
That's
control.
Sometimes
your
you,
eating.
yeah. What if your best friend handed you a plate right before dinner and you see like a little crusted food on it from a previous meal?
That doesn't bother me.
Oh God. that,
Okay.
like,
Honestly, it
kills
doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me. A little crusted food, a little hair. I'm like,
If it's somebody I know.
well, I'm like,
Jesus.
honestly, even if it's someone I don't know,
What is
because you know what
wrong
I'll
with
say?
You and I are on the same page. I would leave.
Let me explain myself.
not say.
Because for me, I'm like, I understand. A little crust of food, that came from food that they had earlier that didn't come off when
But
they watched
not
it.
at all. That does not happen at our house.
One
Yeah.
singular piece of hair, I understand. It came from the head of the person that cooked this thing. I understand that. To me, I don't want a mystery thing.
Oh,
If it's a thing where I'm like,
You can't tell what
listen to
it
this.
is. What is the mystery?
I can't tell what it is, or like maybe I'm more concerned about like food being left out too long. Maybe that's more of a concern I have. I'm just like, if I got a plate that had a little crust of something on it, I would just say, oh, this one's got a little something on it. Can I wash it or grab another plate? I wouldn't be like, ew.
Okay, well, I have
Well, of
decorum.
course.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
you're
that.
not.
You
I'll
just
just
shouted that at me more than once today.
you.
just the word
I
"ew."
have
No,
decorum.
the words I have decorum.
Because ever so often Jordan will be like, will be walking to a store and they'll be like, don't hit that old woman with your buggy. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't planning. Like you warned me.
Thank
a lot
you.
for stuff that I'm like, well, thanks for the warning, but I'm not like on the loose. Like trying.
You're not
to
always
protect-
paying attention.
That's true, but
You know,
yeah, it's true.
I'm realizing more and more that you and I are the same.
and
you are
there's
the same.
always
Yeah.
Because
one.
we'll be walking, like, you know how you'll like parallel park, you're walking to get in the car. I'm always driving, so I'm always going out into the road and getting in the car. And she's like, babe, there's a car.
But she walks out with her like
I'm like, I'm not
Like
going
she's
to
a
throw
cartoon
myself in front of it. She's always
Yeah.
like, babe,
And then
there was
she always like doesn't not yell, but she's always like, I know there's a car. And then like 5 minutes later, she's like, thanks for telling me that, babe.
Wow, I can't
would've
believe she
gotten hit.
loops back to
She
say
loops
thank
back.
you.
I do.
Wow.
Otherwise, she'll hold it against me.
Kendahl, you hear that?
No, because Jordan is like that thing. They'll be like, make sure to put. You've never said this. This is just an example. They're like,
I'm gonna get blamed for something I didn't even do.
I'll like get my toothbrush out. They're like, make sure to put toothpaste on it. And I'm like, I know. And they're like, we don't have to say I know. Just say thanks for the reminder. That's what I'm working on.
You don't have to say I
thank you
know.
for the reminder.
Well, because Kendahl has really severe ADHD and some like processing disorders and stuff and learning disabilities. So Kendahl, like, we used to have little tiffs because I would be like, I've asked you to do or to not do this thing 800,000 times.
Yeah.
You never do or not do the thing. It really feels like you don't care. And Kendahl was like, well, because of my disabilities, it takes a while for a habit to set in. So I could use some reminders.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, I will help provide those reminders.
Uh-huh.
And then whenever I do, Kendall's like,
I have some attitude. What's the problem?
Kendall has such attitude.
It's fine.
You're like, I want my teeth to be dirty.
Yeah. Well, Kendall was like, okay, I know that. And I'm like, can you just say thanks for the reminder? I don't want to have to tell you
Okay, I know that.
to close
you don't
the
wanna
shower
be
curtain.
the reminder person,
Of
but you
course
offer
I
to do
don't.
it to be sweet.
Yes, I don't want to have to be like, hey, when you get out of the bathroom, can you not leave the floor soaking wet as if a family of ducks has been in there? And Kendall's always like, I know, I'm not finished. I'm not finished in
And
there.
you know what? It is always, I'm not finished. Alyssa will leave
Oh
the
my God,
shower.
yes.
We have a shower window that we open to like let the steam
Yeah.
out. It's always open after she showers. And
It's
she's
not
like, I was
always.
letting it air out. I'm like, for 3 hours?
You close the shower window?
Close it at the end when you're done.
we open
We
at the
open
end.
it at the end.
No, we keep it.
So
We keep it open
at the
during.
end, and then kind of when we're putting on skincare, we keep it open, and then we close it after. And that's what's hard because a lot of times I'll like let my snail mucin set in, and then I'll walk around the house and do my other tasks, and I'll forget to close the window.
And she'll be like, no, babe, I usually close it. I'm like,
I
I'm
usually
closing
do.
it behind you 3 hours later, so it appears like you did it.
This person wants to know, is it okay to never come out?
Oh, I think. Okay, so I have complicated feelings about this. I like never officially came out to my family. I just started dating people because I'm from San Diego, and so I went to like
I just started dating people because I'm from San Diego.
baby.
That's how the people in San Diego do it. They fall in love.
We're laid
They just
back.
follow
We're
Yeah,
surfers.
damn.
And I went to like an arts high school. It was CCA. Everybody called it CC-Gay. Everybody there
It would
was
have been embarrassing
gay.
to come out.
No, I think other people came out. I was just like, eh. And my mom
Yeah.
is chill, and I think like all of my siblings at this point are
in
in
the
the
community,
community.
somewhere.
so.
Yeah.
And my siblings are older, so
Yeah.
But I think you should do whatever you want.
I wonder.
And I think it's
wonder
fine.
if they meant to like. Is it okay to never come out, or is it okay to always be in the closet?
I read it
my
as
question.
I think they meant
Closet?
it's okay to always be in the closet. And I guess though I would have the same answer.
Yeah.
If staying in the
whatever you
closet
want.
feels good for you, that's your business and no one else's. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't think it would lead me to my happiest life.
Mhm.
But I think especially it depends on what it is. I think if
Yes.
you are gay or you are trans and you fully feel like the way you are living is fully contradictory to the feelings you have inside, I think that's probably really hard and I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to do it, do you. I think if you are like a woman who's married to a man who feels like she is probably bisexual or pansexual but is in a heterosexual monogamous relationship, I'm kind of like, yeah, I think you could. I don't think you have to come out if you don't want to. I don't
Yeah.
think you are owed that to anyone. And it doesn't seem like maybe it is affecting your life that much. So if that's the way you feel, I think that's your business too. I'm kind of like, just do whatever you want to do. If it makes you feel more yourself to come out, great. If it makes you feel pressure that you don't want, you also don't have to do it.
Well, I think you should always strive to like live your most authentic life because I just don't think you would be happy if you're not. But at the same time, you don't have to. I think people maybe get nervous to be like, oh, I'm going to come out, so I got to live this big gay life. I got to do all the
and they're
gay
also
stuff.
like, I need to know exactly what sort of gay person I am
Yes.
and exactly who I'm attracted to.
And I have to start watching different shows, and I
Yeah.
have to read those
Put
little
on a
weird books.
blazer.
Okay, yes, I'm like, just you can be like, you don't even have to tell anyone. But I think if you're like living openly as gay, but like talking about it in the same way that straight people talk about it, which is not much. Just be like, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever. I feel like but you don't have to come out in some big hurrah post on social media and then get a pride flag and hang it from your door.
The only caveat I have for me is if you're wanting a romantic partner, but you want to stay in the closet, I think you have to be really understanding that not a lot of people are probably going to want to be in the closet with you, because that doesn't just affect you, it affects their whole life. Yeah. So I feel like as long as you're understanding of the fact that you can't ask someone to go back in the closet for you, then yeah, live your life. You're not obligated to come out to anyone. I think we like live in this very wonderful era of like, I am who I am, and in a good way, not our previous way, but like this is who I am, and I'm sharing it with the world. And I think a lot of people, feel pressured to be so public and big about it. But it really is just like, what makes you happy? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, if the idea of that stresses you out more than the idea of being out brings you joy, then why would you force yourself to do something super stressful that you don't see yourself being happier after?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm interpreting this question as thinking like, if tomorrow I woke up and I was like, wait, maybe I'm not a lesbian. Maybe I am also a little bit attracted to men. I don't need to like go tell my grandma that. No. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, you can have personal realizations and you can have things, but like, I'm marrying Kendahl. I don't plan to be in a relationship with a man. Yeah. Things like that where it's just like, those might be feelings that I have, but I might not need to make an internet post about it. I might need to, you don't have to tell everyone in your family every single thing. So that's kind of how I interpret it.
But I think if you're really open with everything else, like if you're like, I'm an open person, like if you're a really private person and then you were like, well, I don't really want to come out because I don't really want to, that makes sense to me. But if you're open with everything else and then when you want to come out, you're like, I want to keep that really secret. Yeah. Then I think usually that is like from a place. There. Yeah, there's like, it's coming from a place of shame and internalized shame. Work on that. It doesn't mean you have to do anything now. You don't have to come out when you're not comfortable, but you shouldn't just like sit and be comfortable with feeling that much shame for the rest of your life.
Yeah, just do whatever makes you feel genuinely happy and go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
That's my thought.
Good thought.
Thank you.
Move to San Diego.
Yeah, move to San Diego.
The way they're doing stuff over there is different.
You just fall in love.
Yeah.
It's so easy over there. Honestly, it is great.
I love being from there.
Oh, I love it.
Warm Christmas.
Warm Christmas. That could be a Hallmark movie. The girl I like started dating a guy. She's bi. I don't know what to do because I'm on the apps, but I rarely like people.
Well, she's dating someone, Mama. You move on.
Those seem a little separate.
I would say, well, she's not available to you. Yeah. And as much as that hurts, you gotta prowl somewhere else because you cannot pursue someone who is obviously into someone else.
This is true. I also feel like if the apps are not working for you, you can really meet people in person.
Join a softball league.
That's what I'm always like, join a softball league. Like, go to like a knitting circle.
Nights, at a bar.
Yeah, and the apps, again, crapshoot, but it is a numbers game. Yes. At the end of the day, like it feels like ass being on there for so long, but just statistically, there will probably be somebody eventually that you're like, you're not disgusting.
Unless you are a nightmare.
Or you can always just be like, immediately like, let's go on a date. Like, you don't have to go back and forth on the apps for so long. Yeah. I also think that at some point, you'll get lonely enough that you will decide to just go on a date with some. Like, I feel like, for me, like, I have trouble connecting with people on the apps. Like, obviously, I'm not currently, but I always had trouble connecting with people. I was like, seeing a picture of you, like, isn't really doing anything for me. I don't know what you're like. I feel like text style is so different than, like, in-person communication. But at a certain point, you just have to put yourself out there because you're unhappy. Yeah. So if you get to that point, you're going to put yourself out
Drive yourself to the brink of insanity from lack of human connection.
Bottom.
Yeah.
But I also
crash your car.
Yeah.
Go on a date.
You'll figure it out. I feel like, though, also just take your time. I think people get so like, well, it's not working. I'm like, it's okay. Like, and obviously I understand when someone's like, well, I'm 35 and I've been trying to like I've been consistently dating for 15 years and nothing. And I'm like, that's frustrating, I'm sure. But I feel like I'll hear like a 21-year-old be like, well, nothing.
It's
like,
I
can't
meet
anyone.
It's too late for me.
Yeah, it's like too late. I'm just like, what? The apps are terrible. And I'm like, you don't need to find your wife today.
I'm like, you have 4 roommates.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to find a wife?
Yeah.
You cannot
You
get an
sleep in a
engagement
bunk
ring.
bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
This doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, just take your time and try to enjoy your life
Yeah.
because once you're married, hate to say it, you're married. You can't
You're
go.
done.
You don't get to go back.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, unless you get a divorce, I guess you can go back. But you don't get to go back to being 20 and getting to do all those fun things. So I'm just like, take your time. Go join a bunch of clubs and eventually you'll meet someone, but it may not be this year or next year,
Also,
but it could be soon.
Underrated. Tell your friends
I was just
that
going to say that.
who you are looking for, and they
Yes.
will scope their
They
entire
know.
social bandwidth, and they'll be like, oh, I know 2 people you would like.
Yes.
Or I know 1 person you would like. Or I know someone who knows someone who you would like. Like, don't be shy about what you're looking for or that you're looking in general.
Yeah, it's not weird to want love. Like, it's not
No.
shameful to be like, I'm open to.
Also, so many people
meet
love to
somebody.
play matchmaker against your will.
Well, and a
It's
lesbian,
true.
a lesbian wants to be able to be at your wedding and being like, I introduced
made
them. Like people, I mean, I'm like that. We had a friend who was like, yeah, I'm looking to date someone, and I, against her will, was like, here's 50 people. Like, please, like, reach out to them. Have you reached out
This
to
is
them?
an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes, exactly. I'm like obsessed with finding someone a girlfriend. It's so fun.
No,
Yeah,
same.
absolutely. How to make friends within this community without coming off as flirtatious?
Call people friend.
Yeah, you're great to get
do
advice.
it.
Call people friend.
Honestly, I feel like it's harder to seem flirtatious than it is to seem friendly.
Yeah.
Especially if
Yeah.
you're 2 ladies out there. Like, because I feel like you're like, your outfit's so cute. When you're really like, I want to make love to you.
I think you can also, it's easier than you know to friend zone someone.
Yeah.
You can friend zone. Easy peasy. If you're not calling them friend, you're talking about your celebrity crush too much. You're talking about your ex and saying, I hope I get over them soon. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, you can do it.
But also be real with yourself because some people I feel like are so flirty because they love the attention.
Yeah.
And then someone's like flirting back and they're like, I don't know what to do. Like they think I'm flirting when I'm
They're
not. And I'm like,
obsessed with me.
yeah, they're obsessed. I'm like, well, you are flirting ultimately, which is
Yeah.
like I've done. Like
were-
I've
Yeah,
definitely
of course.
all
Yeah.
the time flirted with someone
fun
I'm
to
not
flirt.
planning on ever having anything with because it's fun. But if they start to, be like, oh, I'm interested in you, you can't.
You can't
Yeah,
play
you need to
dumb
shut
and
it
be like,
down.
why did they think I was into them? I sent them a kissy face and
Yeah.
then I hugged them for a long time and then I kissed them when I was drunk.
Yeah.
Like, you have to stop being a monster.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like well, maybe it's because we're friends with a lot of couples, but I feel like most of my friends are lesbians, and I genuinely have never thought like, oh, are we flirting? Like, are we whatever? Because I feel like it just feels like we're friends, but maybe it's just because they're couples. But it doesn't feel hard. It feels very easy to not be flirting with someone.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Although some people are really bad at flirting, so it's harder to tell.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
Because I think I've also been in scenarios where someone's like, I was flirting, and I'm like, what?
Or you can play dumb. One time I had a friend who was feeling a little saucy with me, was being coy, and I knew they were talking about me. I knew that they were trying to do something.
Oh!
And I played so dumb and I evaded. Every time they'd be like, yeah, there's like this one girl. And I was like, oh, you should. She sounds great. I have a date this weekend. And you just eventually, like, they'll get the message that you're not into it.
And anyone who knows me probably knows that I would also champion for the opposite of that. Just look them directly in the eyes and go, I do not like you.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
But then imagine they're like, okay.
That's what I always
I
say,
think
is
that's
that
fine.
I think
lesbians
it's fine.
I think that's
As
fine.
long as you can handle
If they
that.
say,
Yeah.
okay, I wasn't talking about you, say, oh, good.
Yeah.
I love you as a friend.
Oh, yeah. You
I'm
can be
just
like,
not
I was
romantically
just making
interested.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know what, you're
so
right.
You
hard
can
about
be like, yeah, I'm weird instead of they're weird.
Exactly.
I
That's
always
fine.
think people are
Yeah.
flirting with me, you bozo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's
I'm
my
always just
thing.
like, put it all out there. Be honest.
no,
be
actually, that's a
upfront.
better approach.
No, I think they're just two different approaches, and I think that's why we have a bunch of people come on this podcast because not everyone will look someone in the eyes and say, I don't like you.
Yeah, Jordan's advice is always really good, but one that I will absolutely physically
Never,
never
yeah.
do and be able
The
to do.
antithesis of who you are as a person.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in a mean way. Be nice about it, but just I think honesty, you have to lead with kindness, but I also think in a lot of situations, honesty can be kind.
Yeah,
And
in
I
the long
think-
run, of course.
Yes, and I think if you have a friend who you feel like they like you, but you don't like them, I think you just have to be like, hey, I really value you as a friend, but I don't see this as a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
I hope that's not a problem for you.
And
Yeah.
just keep bringing up friends.
And then you
You're
say,
such a good
I see you
friend.
like a sibling.
yeah, yeah.
What if
I see you like a
And don't
sibling?
send mixed signals.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
don't be
Yes.
cuddling them. Don't be
Period.
until
Oh.
after you've established we are just friends.
Yeah,
And I
do not
think-
seek attention from them. It's really hurtful.
That's yeah.
and I
that's
think talk
mean.
about your dating, like you'd said, like keep being like, I don't know, I like this girl. Like talk about.
Yeah, or you could be like,
someone
my
else's.
type is the exact opposite of you.
I've done that before,
yeah,
too.
like, or you could be like, they're blonde, be like, I love brunettes.
Yeah,
You can be like, we're gonna find you your dream person.
Yes,
like,
yes, yeah,
I will
that's
be
good.
your matchmaker.
I'm
Yes.
your wingman.
I'm your NPC that cannot be interacted with romantically.
See, it's hard though because all the lesbian books I read, this is how they all start.
Yeah,
One
I
of
know, it's
them's
like, yeah, they're
I'm
like-
gonna be your wing woman, and I'm
These
not looking.
books are ruining the community.
They're like, I'm planning your wedding, but I'm in love with you.
Yes, and I'm not looking for anything serious. Trust me. All the red flags, and now I'm like, wait, but it worked out so well.
Okay, I got a longer one.
Let's hear
You
it.
love the longer ones. Are you ready?
Yeah, I do.
Audiobook.
Yeah, this is an audiobook
I'm
now.
tapping in.
I'm doing some ASMR for you. How do I get over a friend crush? She moved states to be with her partner who's trash, and I can't help but miss her and feel jealous when I see pictures of them. She's been gone for around 3 months, and we text sometimes. I've known her for a couple years. I don't want to feel this way, but it keeps coming. Please help. Also, I told her I liked her before she left, and she reciprocated.
What?
Parentheses.
Wait,
Sounds evil.
crazy.
She sounds evil.
Evil.
Parentheses. She's poly,
Oh.
Okay.
Less
Well,
people,
then I
less-
apologize.
less
I
people.
apologize.
Rescinding
but
and apologizing.
she didn't want a long distance relationship.
That's fair.
Okay, I see.
That's fair.
Okay, wow, we really all went on
this
an
is-
emotional
I
roller
know.
coaster.
That's
about-
kind of why I read it like
She's a
that.
demon.
And thank you for the delivery on that audiobook.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Narrator of the year.
Yeah,
I said
that
I'd bring
was
you up,
good.
and then I bring you back down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Stop talking to her.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
now. You don't have to like, completely toss it in the trash, but like, when you like someone and you're like still like stalking their Instagram and like seeing them happy, and then like you have to like small talk about their new life. Just and if she knows that you like her, you can just be like, hey, I actually don't think it's really good for me right now to talk to you because it makes me
Yeah.
really sad. But I can't wait to reconnect later. Hope you have a great life, states
Yeah.
away. See you in 2025.
Yeah. Also, the mute button exists for a reason.
Oh.
You do not have to let them know. It does not notify them. Just hit that mute button
Mute.
Yes.
on anybody that makes you feel bad.
I love it.
I also think when you're hung up on someone, sometimes you need someone to tell you. So I'll tell you now is that the person you like really isn't that special. Like I think they can feel, and everyone is special in their own way. But the person you like is not one in a million. They're maybe to their parents, and I'm sure they have special qualities. But you will find a million people just like that person, and they are fine. And you can find someone else also like that person.
Not every fish in the sea is unique.
No, right.
There are species for a reason.
There's a lot of salmon.
There's a lot of trout.
There's a lot of trout.
Are
and
trout in the ocean? I don't even know.
Yes.
Is that freshwater or saltwater trout?
What do you think we do for a living? I have no idea.
Trout, I think. Trout,
it's
I think
giving
maybe
river.
river, but
It's giving
salmon
river.
also sometimes river.
They're just not that special, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know where trout are. I guess trout are in freshwater.
You like tin fish?
Yeah.
She doesn't.
I wish
She
I-
doesn't.
I wish I loved tin fish.
I love
It's
tin fish.
very aesthetic. What's
I
your
want
favorite?
it so bad.
I tried the most amazing tin fish.
Oh my god.
What was it?
It was a tuna in a green curry sauce.
It was actually really good.
From
It
where?
was really
need
good.
to have that.
I tried it at Salty Girl, but
Okay.
Overpriced.
overpriced.
Hey, salty girl, I have a bone to pick with you.
That's a lot of restaurants in major cities.
Yeah.
Is very expensive.
And I was like, oh, cute little girls' night. There's 6 of
Yeah.
us. Oh, you want to order for the table? Oh, you're picking a lot of food. Oh, we're all splitting the bill, and I'm paying $500 for a
Yeah.
10 fucking fish.
A dinner with more than 4 people is wrong. A dinner with more than 4 people is wrong.
Unless you're at an Olive Garden.
No.
Oh,
No.
I agree.
I
I
think
think-
Kendall's wrong still.
I don't.
Do you love
And-
a buca de beppo?
Yeah.
I love Buca de
Yeah.
Beppo.
My family and I used to go every year on Christmas.
No.
Merry Christmas.
I've been for
Merry
Thanksgiving
Christmas.
once.
It's a blast.
Fabulous.
And it was a restaurant that I thought was a 5-star restaurant
Sure.
until maybe last
Did
year.
you ever sit in the kitchen?
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
did sit in the
Yeah,
kitchen
I
on Christmas.
And then you
Yup.
used their bathroom, and they
I
said,
used
this
their
is for
bathroom.
cooks only.
And they
bathroom
said,
is
clock in, bitch.
I'm sorry to go back, but I do have to say I
Please.
still think you're wrong. I think dinner with more than 4 people is incorrect unless it is a flat rate meal like a buffet.
I think
Oh.
Olive Garden has tables they have rooms.
It's not about that.
What if
If
you're
it's more than 4 people,
what if you have a family of 5?
Get one of them out of there.
Leave the baby at home like the rest
Leave
of us.
the baby at home. And I can't believe I'm saying this because this is a strict rule my father has, is that he will not go to dinner with more than 4 people because it becomes chaos.
How many siblings do you have?
0.
Okay.
Period.
Well, there you go.
Okay, that's why
He was planning
That's
for
why
that.
you're
Yeah,
like this. That's why you're like
From
this.
day 1. No, but I think it's too much chaos. If you have a family, that's different because you can cohesively order as a family, whatever. But if you're like, hey squad, let's 6 of us go out to dinner, it's too much. It's
I knew
too
a family.
confusing.
I knew a
Oh, I
family.
love this story.
I knew a family that had 13 children and hyper religious. And one time I went out to eat with them. I was in middle school and we sat down and their dad went behind the counter of this like pizza place. And I was like, oh my God, he must know the owner. That's really nice. And I asked one of the girls, I was like, does your dad know the owner? And she goes, no, he does this everywhere we go. Because he knows that there's so many of us that he starts like working there kind of.
Yeah.
He like started like bringing out plates and like doing stuff. And I was like, this is insane. He really did clock in for a shift.
I
'cause he
really
said-
love that.
That's kind of nice. Yeah.
I
he just immediately starts like serving people. He'll like get the pitchers of water from back behind the kitchen.
I thought this was going to end with me hating him, but I kind of like that. I think that's
He's
good.
a go-getter.
I thought that was
He is.
insane though, because it was like
crazy.
it was not a conversation. It was basically like he put on a metaphorical apron and was serving pizza. Like
Yeah.
I also like this man because he invited you to dinner, which to me, if I had 13 kids, I would be like, no friends,
no
no
siblings.
friends,
No friends.
ever.
all
No
of you guys are friends
ever.
with each other.
Yes, enjoy it, and no, I will not be paying for
What was
any
the
of your
driving
friends' dinner.
situation like?
They had a cargo van. Huge cargo van with benches, and they had like I think 2 of them maybe.
Wow.
It was wild. It was wild. And I'm talking age range of like 21 to newborn. And also,
Just admit that you know the Duggars and get it over with.
Yeah.
and this man did have 2 kids from a previous marriage. So he had like, I think in total he has like 16 kids.
Wow.
Something's got to be going
intense.
on with you. Sorry, I'll say it.
It's
I think
the love of God.
you have to, if you're gonna go out to eat with that many people, either you need to do 4 people max, or you've got to go full like 10
Book
to 12
the
people.
restaurant.
Because
Yeah.
I think there could be at an Olive Garden, I'll say it. First of all, then you get a lot of breadsticks. They're made to share, like stuff is made to share. But also, then you can kind of have the elders at one end and the cool
Yes.
kids at one end.
But
Yes.
you're still talking about families. I'm talking about a group
Friendship.
of friends.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I
Wait, did
agree.
you do
Unless
did
you've,
you
like,
do high
rented a
school
room.
theater?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cast party. It's not
Did
a
you
dinner.
did you go to cast party?
Yeah, and I was anxious every single
Yeah.
time.
IHOP?
And then my dad would come. My dad would have to drive everyone home because no one else's parents wanted to do it.
Uh-huh.
And then my dad would have to check in with the server to make sure that she
Everyone
was tipped
paid,
appropriately.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's not fun. It's not good. I was anxious the whole time
Yeah.
we were doing it.
Same.
It's
I
just.
loved it.
I did too.
I feel
Where
like
did
even as
you go to IHOP?
Yeah, we went to IHOP.
We went to Denny's.
Duh.
Yeah, or
Chili's.
Red Robin.
we had a Mexican restaurant that knew our deal.
I love that.
But I was always like, even as a high schooler, I remember the server would come over and I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Can I please get beans and cheese? Like, I'm so sorry. We're out of water. I'm sorry. Because I was a server at the time also.
Oh, what? Where?
At a hibachi place.
Ooh.
But
Yes,
they didn't
it's
cook in
good.
front of you. They cooked it in the kitchen.
Yes.
Got
and
it.
they brought it out.
Huh.
So I brought it out and I would lay it down.
Wow. I saw a
first
video
job.
on TikTok the other day of a high school group at an IHOP doing one of their songs from Greece.
Well, of course.
And it was so funny to me because you could tell all of them were like, people are losing their
Yes.
minds seeing this. And I feel like I was the
Encore.
same. Like I would walk into IHOP and I would be like, oh, the servers are like, are they celebrities? Like I
Yeah.
was so deluded, and I'm like 17. Like
Oh,
too
yeah,
old.
but it's like
Like
you're-
wrinkles
Yeah,
drawn
I was
on.
literally
Yes.
gonna say,
Yeah.
you're
Broadway
going
performers are
Yes.
here. is
You're
what
going
you're thinking.
character
Character
age
shoe
makeup.
out in the world.
Yeah.
Bad girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I was like, they are like, oh my god, like this is so cool.
And we're
Yeah.
so brave for being in costume still.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're so brave for still having milky white face paint on.
Yep.
Devastating. All right, you got any other
I
questions?
got one more question because we're
Excellent.
almost out of time. How do I make a move on someone that I know is gay without coming off as weird?
Oh.
Now, this to me makes it almost seem like you're
Weird.
not gay. And you're like, I'm not gay. How do I make a move on a gay person? And I'm like, I have to talk to you about something. I have some news for you that I don't know how you're going to receive. So I'm guessing, let's just say the question is, how do you make a gay move?
How do you
Yeah.
make a gay move and you know they're gay?
You just ask.
you just make a move
Yeah.
like you would on anyone else. But I'm assuming you're asking this because you don't make moves.
Yeah.
So I would say look up how to make move. Just kidding. You asked us that.
Yeah, they did.
They're
That was
like,
the
I
first
literally did. I sent in.
I literally I reached out 1v1. I think if you don't know how to flirt, something that can be really useful is asking the other person like about their romantic interests. And it doesn't seem weird if you guys are friends. But if this is a stranger, I feel like I started talking and I didn't know where this was going.
Listen, I think first things first, get them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them alone. Not in a weird way, but invite them over, invite them to a restaurant, invite them to the movies, wherever you want to go, wherever feels safe. And then you try a little flirting, and then maybe if they're not reciprocating, maybe pull it back and let them take the lead.
Are we all realizing we don't know how to say how to flirt?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm like, how have I ever picked up a woman?
Well,
Like,
I think you just make them laugh.
This is
and I feel
my
like
thing.
a lot of like touching.
Yeah.
This is my thing. This is kind of my strap.
Yeah,
I
totally
wouldn't say
strap.
I would go. This isn't the way I've done it every single time. But if I had to break it down,
Yeah.
I
Kendall's
would
like,
say,
you didn't do this for me.
Yeah, what the heck?
Sorry, you just kind of floated into my life. I would say start with 3 strong compliments
Oh.
peppered into the small talk you're making
Yes.
that are very clear. You don't like her dress. You like something about her. You love her
Yeah.
energy. You love her eyes.
Yeah.
You love whatever. It's not just like, oh my God, girly, love this sweater you're
Oh,
wearing.
that's such a good tip
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I do
I
feel
love
like,
how you look in this dress.
I
and even
love
to
how
a
you look
question
in this dress.
earlier of like how to be friendly without it seeming like you're flirting.
Yeah.
I feel like being like, oh my God, these pants are so cute.
Girl.
Is so like not flirty.
Yes.
But if I were to be like, your eyes are so beautiful. Like,
Yes.
that is like very flirty.
You have the perfect lips.
Okay,
that feels
Your
crazy.
lips, hey,
That is
your
flirting.
lips make me go crazy.
So for me,
no, that's actually flirting while
That
being
is
weird.
weird.
I
that
love
is
the
weird.
idea
If you
of this
tell
person
someone-
taking the advice and it's like so wrong. He's like,
If you're-
your butt is awesome.
Yeah. I
want
that
to
would be
smack
fine.
it. Yeah.
I think if you lead with 3 strong compliments,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
clear that you're flirting, and then I think you do a little touch, ha 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 ha. Place the hand on the arm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If they seem into it, they'll be giving the same thing back. Compliments back to you, touching
Yeah.
back to you. If they're not, they might not be interested. On to the next one.
I think you really brought up a huge point. You cannot bestie vibe. You cannot bestie vibe. You cannot like get all pitched up and like nervous to compliment. Because I think while you may be nervous to hit on them, I think that a lot of people, especially like young gay people who don't have much experience flirting, they have like a physical kind of like cringe when they're
Yeah.
like hitting on you.
Yeah.
They're like, you're so pretty. Hey, I'm scared of women. It's
Yeah.
like, then why are you here?
Yeah.
you need to-
Sorry, that's loser behavior.
That's loser
And it's
behavior.
not hot.
I know. I
It's
hate
loser-
when people say that they're scared of.
Oh,
I'm like,
it makes me want to blow.
like it's so easy to date men. I'm like,
I know.
No, it's not. It's
We've
really
ranted about
not.
this so much. We're like, it's
Yeah.
so bizarre.
No, it's bizarro, and it's like if you can't hit on a woman without looking like a dying bug and without your voice sounding like a child's animation, you're not ready to date a woman.
Yeah.
Like, a woman deserves someone who can kind of like. You kind of have to fake it till you make it. You have to fake it till you make it. If you are nervous, you cannot let her see it, because imagine you're on a date with someone and they're nervous to compliment you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
not
that's gonna
attractive.
set a bad precedent for your relationship.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta be chill.
I think that's for anything. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes people want to be like, but dating is hard, or like, but I just came out and I've never dated a woman. I
Yeah.
understand why internally you're feeling scared. I'm not saying internally you can't feel scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's like if you started a new job, you could not go into your new job, and if your boss was like, how are you on your first day, and you'd be like, I don't know, jobs are like scary to
That
me.
is such a good
Yeah.
You
point.
could
That is
never
such a good
ever do
point.
that. It would
No.
be so unprofessional. It would be so weird. You're projecting your anxieties onto someone else who does
Probably
not
is
want them
also
or need
nervous.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you need to kind of take ownership and responsibility for yourself and for your own feelings. And I
Yeah.
think there's even something hot if you're being like, I really wanted to talk to you, but honestly, you make me a little nervous.
That's
Yeah.
so hot.
Be upfront, be
And then they
honest.
can be like, why I'm so normal.
Yeah, you don't have to be like,
And then Jordan says
I-
your lips are so juicy. That's
your lips. I stand by the lips compliment.
Your
I think
lips,
that's
your
nice.
lips are lush.
You would never say that to a friend. If you're
No,
being
you
like,
never.
I'm
No,
not
you
having a friend
would
too
not.
much, and you met someone and you said, you have the perfect lips, they would say, oh.
I think the word lips just in general, it feels like a big swing.
Lips.
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
What else? Your mouth hole. Your mouth hole is such
Yeah.
a good thing.
Your M hole.
Yeah.
Your M
Mouth
hole
hole,
is
your face hole. Yeah, no.
F-hole.
It. Dare I say, I think that when people hide behind the women are too scary, I can't date them. I'm like, you're making an excuse so you don't have to try.
Yeah.
You're making it so that you have already failed.
Mhm.
And I like if you constantly go into the world being like women are too scary, I can't approach women. Like I hate to break this news to you, you will never date one.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah.
never date one because it is so, I mean, maybe you find the anomaly, but it is so rare that someone has 100% initiative that they can move past you being weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And why would they want to? Like, why would
I
you
know,
push so hard for
unless-
someone to
unless
be
they're-
like,
I know. Yeah, unless they're like specifically like, I love little freaks who can't make a move.
Yeah.
Which like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And maybe you're both weird
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
And if
Both
you
weird.
can't get over the acting like that, then you need to sync up with somebody like that. You need to put out a post on Lex to
right.
to sync
Either
up with
Lex
somebody
post
like that.
being like, I'm the weirdest person you'll ever
Yeah.
meet. Kiss me on the first
Yeah.
moment we see each
Look
other.
at
Tell me you love my lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seeking weird for weird.
I also think though that people with like the flirting sometimes get nervous to like make someone uncomfortable because I think there's this like
Yeah.
trope, not really a trope because it exists, but it's like men flirting and then not taking the hint that you're like, no,
But
no.
it's different.
But
It's different.
that doesn't
It's
mean
so
you
different.
can't flirt at all. Like
Yeah.
I think people are like,
Yeah.
so if I were to just come out and be like, wow, it's been so nice. Like, I really like talking to you. Like, I would love to grab a drink sometime. They're like, well, if they don't want it, then I have just attacked them. And it's like,
No.
no, flirting.
It's only if you constantly do it at somebody. That's
Yes.
bad.
If they immediately, or if they kind of seem like, oh, I don't know, then you keep going, that's bad.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But having a moment where you express your feelings and then someone not reciprocate them is not you being creepy.
Also, if you flirt with someone, and I can say this as someone who has been flirted with, right? I'm never offended that someone is shooting their shot. I'm
Yeah.
never like, ew, you disgusting hag. I'm like, if anything, I'm feeling flattered.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, wait, thanks. That's actually really nice. I'm
Yes.
kind of having a confidence boost.
Yeah.
And I've told people this before. I think it's important to know that when you're hitting on someone, you are complimenting them.
Mhm. Yeah.
You are ultimately being like, you're an appealing person.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
want to spend more time
So
with you.
even if it doesn't work out, they're not gonna like pull out a knife and like stab you for asking them out.
And if
to
they
a
do,
drink.
that's on them.
and if
Yeah.
and that's weird.
then they're weird.
Then they're weird.
Exactly. Wow. Well, this has been such a blast. Thank you both so
Of
much for coming on the
course.
podcast.
Thank you
Oh
for
my
having
God.
us.
It's our
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Alyssa and I have written a web series.
Oh
if
my
you are
God.
gay, if you like vampires, if you like watching women smooch each other,
Yes.
we have written a vampire comedy. It's like a little rom-com web series called Pain in the Neck.
Mhm.
And we currently have a Kickstarter.
yes.
Oh my God, fun.
So we'll give you guys the link, and you can put it under this episode.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
go
We're
look
super
at.
excited.
We did like a photo shoot. We have a
Yes.
little video talking
It's
about
like
it.
enemies to friends to lovers.
Yes, it's a lot of that longing, but it's
Yes.
also very campy. And it's
Yes.
Alyssa and I.
Yes.
It's like a little two-hander, but
Mhm.
it's very goofy, very fun. And we really just truly, it came out of us being like, we want to do something together. We want to make
Yeah,
something.
we want to be creative.
We want to be gay. We want to
Mhm.
be able to watch something where the gay women are the main characters and they don't die.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
and they're not
I'm
coming
sick of the
out.
dying,
Our
and they're not-
characters
right.
are already
They-
like,
they
we know we're
start
gay.
gay. They stay gay.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. There's.
Ugh.
It's also the zombie apocalypse.
Oh my God.
It's a complex. It's kind of a meaty bite. Go look at it.
Wow.
Well, we certainly will. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
I'm
That's
so excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll put the
you.
Kickstarter down in the bio for this video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can donate to their Kickstarter there. We are, as always, filming in these Spotify offices, who we adore just so much. And
If you're listening on any of, the platforms where you listen to a podcast, just make sure to rate and review us.
yeah, thanks so much for being here. As always, it's Monday. We've gotten a lot of bad news recently as a country, but we thank you for being here.
Signing off on the worst note.
And we love ya. And hey, listen, what is there to say? What can I even say? But we are happy you're here. And we're happy that this podcast feels joyful and you're able to make it happen with us.
Happy Monday.
We'll see you at the Bloomingdale's bathroom.
Jordan always makes fun of me because I'm so bad at ending an episode. I'm like, okay.